CourtneyLyons here with Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, and today I am doing a WIP and Chat. I believe this is episode number 6 already. That's insane, because I think I did, my first episode was a WIP and Chat introduction, and now we're already on 6, which means I've been having my channel for 6 weeks, which is so wild. Yeah, crazy. Okay, so let's just dive right in. I'm not going to show you what I'm working on. It's not Satur today. It is actually for a birthday present for someone who's dear to me that watches the channel. So I'm not gonna show you. So that's okay. You guys will see a post review soon because I'm going to try to get this done quickly. All right, so let me show you what I have going right now. First off, look at this pen. My husband made this for me on the wood lathe. So he turned this into a diamond pen, and it started off as a block of wood. It amazes me every time he makes something. This is purple heartwood. I'm not sure if the color's coming through. There is going to be, I suppose, a review. It's not really a review because it's not like a small company. It's my husband made something. It's more of a like, look what my husband did. And yeah, I'm going to be putting that up Saturday. You'll get more information about it. Anyway, absolutely gorgeous. My favorite part is this beautiful, focus? Yeah. This beautiful knot right there in the wood. So gorgeous. It's got this pink hue to it. That's just amazing. And this is going to be, not this one. This is mine. This one is my... very special to me, but my husband is going to make another one for a giveaway for 500 subscribers. Problem is, there's this part on the wood lathe that broke, and so he's going to have to replace it, and he's in Utah for the week, for work. So I don't know, and at the rate I'm getting subscribers, which I'm not complaining about, this is great, but at the rate I'm getting subscribers, I might get to 500 before he can make another one. So, and that's great. So I am going to do a giveaway at 500 subscribers. It might not be a pen. Either way, I will do a giveaway pen when it's ready, no matter what subscribers number I am at. So I will be doing a paint gem kit. I believe it's going to be, I'll let you guys decide whether you want to do the floral one or if you want to do the number... Ooh, it's the National Park Edition 4th edition. So yeah, that's exciting. You guys help me decide below. Do you want to wait for the pen? Although I'll do a giveaway either way. So maybe don't wait for the pen. Do you want, it's definitely going to be the paint gem. If those of you who don't know what paint gem is, I don't have one with me right now. It's a pack of smaller ones, just like little bite-size, diamond paintings, and they come in a themed box. So the floral one is a box of, and those are partials, the floral is partials of a bunch of floral like flowers, and they all go together. Diamonds and Washi has a bunch of reviews up for that, so go and check Katie out if you're curious to kind of see it. But I will be doing my own reviews eventually here. For Paint Gem, I am an affiliate down below. I'm an affiliate of Paint Gem. The link will be down below. And, but yeah, I figured if I was going to be an affiliate, I needed to try it out. So I did grab some, and I figured I'd do a giveaway. So, plus if you put my name Courtney in, you will get 10% discount. I believe though, if you haven't bought from them before, it's 15% you can get. But if you have bought before, you can use my 10% and still get a little bit of a discount. But anyway, so yeah, the floral edition and the national parks edition, and the national parks is full. I mean, they're small. They're about I think like this big. And that's like the full sheet of the different national parks. And I have seen pictures of it and I've seen reviews and I'm so excited. So I have one of each of those. I will do, you guys choose which one between those two you'd like me to do for a giveaway. And I'll probably put a poll up pretty soon here. Once I get them in, that way I have pictures for them, and let you guys decide which one you want for the giveaway. Okay, let's get started. So this was my pen. I'm doing an adorable strawberry cover minder right here because there's a lot of red in this picture. And I don't have anything that actually matches the theme of this picture, but it doesn't matter because you don't know what it is yet. some of you might guess, it's a Diamond Dotz square, which it's going to be interesting to do the review for this. I do like it. It's very different from Diamond Art Club. I am also using glue dots for my, sorry, I burned my hand there. Glue dots for my single placer. And I am using Quake Hold again. So this is for my multi-placer, it's my putty. So I did get a putty in, and I do have some wax in to try to change things up a bit for my single placing and my multi-placing. But I haven't done a review on them yet, and in my review I want me to have been trying them for the first time. So I haven't cracked them out yet, but that will be probably coming up next week, the reviews for those. I have so many video ideas, guys, and I don't know if you knew this, but YouTube makes it so, and I heard this from a friend who knows a lot about YouTube. YouTube makes it so that if you put more than one video up in a day, then it kind of hurts your stats for the video, because it kind of checks the first hour and then the first 4 hours or something, and the first 12 hours or something like that, and the first 24 hours. So if you put up another video before 24 hours, it hurts the stats of the video you already had up. Not the same thing for shorts, by the way. But yeah, I hadn't known that at first, but so I can't put more than one video up at a time, really. Nor, honestly, it's like not really like you guys would even have time to watch that many videos, or eventually, I don't have that time now that school started again to make that many videos. As much as I have the ideas for videos, I can't do them that fast. But yeah, so that's gonna be coming in next week. Although I'll probably film those tonight. But yeah, scheduled out. I'm all the way scheduled out till Saturday. Saturday is the pen video. I have made a shorts for it too. I really liked it. I truly enjoy making shorts videos. They are a lot of fun to put together. I'm not very good at them yet, but go ahead and check out my shorts and maybe give me some feedback on what you guys like or don't like. Okay, so first off, I do also want to point out that in my unboxing video for the mystery kit, and I did not know this at the time. I just got confused. I'm new to this, guys. I'm new to a lot of the artists. Although there are a lot of artists I kind of already knew before diamond painting because they're famous artists, you know. But the Fiona Dragon, Butterfly Dragon, I forget the exact name of it. It's something like that. I struggled saying the name even when it was right in front of me like that, so. Anyway, the Fiona Dragon one that I did on that video, I had said, oh, look, it's Diamonds and Beast, or Dragons and Beasties, which it is. It's a Dragons and Beasties painting. And then I was like, oh, that's Kate from Diamonds and Dr. Pepper. And I was like, oh, I've always wanted one of her paintings. It is not Kate from Diamonds and Dr. Pepper. She is Pixie Sticks is the name of her artist's name. And I knew that, and I just got it wrong, and I didn't realize till later. No one ever pointed it out. Thank you for either being so nice or just not noticing it either on that video. And I'll put in a comment down below on that video to clarify. But just a heads up, it is not Diamond and Beasties. Kate from Diamonds and Dr. Pepper is not Diamonds and Beasties. She is Pixie Sticks. And Diamond Beasties is somebody else. I forget her name. I'm bad with names to begin with, so. All right, this is one of the weird things about diamond dots. It's not like there's a lot of gapping, but at the same time there is. When you multi-place and put things down, it doesn't go down correctly. You have to space them out again. So there is some gapping, but nothing that's like not very pretty. I don't know. I don't know that Diamond Dot Squares is my favorite, but, oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. I am the weirdest sneezer. That was actually a fairly normal sneeze for me. But I hope I'm not getting a cold because my son is actually, he's asleep now, but he has a fever. Again. Oh my gosh, we can't get a break from the sicknesses. So Try not to sniffle so much. Sorry. But, yeah, I think his is an ear infection. We'll see. Is that the right one? Yeah, I did the right one. Anyway, so where was I going? Yes, I might sniffle a bit. I'll try not to. Oh, my sneezes are really weird. Sometimes my sneezes get mistaken for coughs because they're very rapid fire and like violent sounding. And I tried sneezing in like 1 or 2 sneezes. It made me have a headache for the rest of the day. So I don't try that anymore. I sneeze weird and I own it. But anyway, okay. So, yeah, I wanted to definitely clarify on the Diamonds and Beasties not being Pixie Sticks, not being Kate from Diamonds and Dr. Pepper. What color do I want to do next? That one. Anyway, so, probably you can tell from the thumbnail on this video that I have a wild dream to share with you guys. Now, I know sometimes like you hear, oh, someone's going to share their dream. You know, like my son does that. Every single morning he wakes up and he's like, Mom, I got to tell you about my dream. And Greg and I are like, okay. It's not like we don't want to listen to him or anything. It's just, it's every single morning and it's always really random because people's dreams are really random, right? And you're just like, all right, tell me about your dream. And well, I'm the same way. I always tell people about my dreams because I get really weird dreams too. I think part of it is because I get woken up so many times in the night because of kids. I don't know what it is, but kids don't like come wake Greg up. They come wake me up. And it's always me that gets up, which is fine because actually I fall asleep really quickly. And it's not always my husband wakes up with them plenty. But I just mean like they always come to get me rather than Dad. And then if I'm awake, I'm like, well, I'm already awake. I might as well not wake Greg up to wake or to get the kids because then we're both awake. And he has the hardest time falling back to sleep once he's woken up. And whereas once I wake up, if I'm tired, I go back to sleep. Like I'm really good at just falling back to sleep. So I think because of that, I think everyone dreams, and it just depends on if you remember your dreams more. So I remember my dreams more, I think, because I get woken up so often. But this dream is it was freaky, but it was also really just interesting. Like, this is a really good book idea or movie. I think book-wise, though, because I like kind of writing small stories or books. I've always liked it. I'm not good at it, and I think I'd ever publish. But sometimes it's fun to just get your stories down, you know? I'm a daydreamer. I think of like, oh, this would make a fun story. And then sometimes you just want to be like, I just want to get that down. Even if I wouldn't share it with anybody, it's my story I want down. Well, I'm totally going to do that with this, even though it was a dream. So technically not my own idea. Well, maybe not. It is my brain who came up with it. So still, technically my idea. Okay, sorry. You're probably like, get to the point of the dream. Okay, let me start. So we were in this big house. We as in my husband and me and my kids, and then a ton of other people. I don't know, like none of the faces were familiar to me. They were in my dream, but none of them were people I knew in real life. So we were in this huge house. Like my dreams have a lot of like really big houses. I have no idea why, but this house was like, when I woke up later, I was like, I think the house was meant to represent a city. Where's the H? Oh, there it is. I think the house is supposed to represent a city in this dream, or like a community of some sort. But yeah, we're all in this giant house. And there's this main living area where there's a big TV and a giant kitchen where most of the scenes kind of took place in this kitchen. And, you know, it kind of started off with us just living our day-to-day lives. being this community in this house and doing our jobs and stuff like that. And, you know, dreams are funny. Like, weird things were happening, but it was a dream, and it was weird because it was a dream. But essentially, we were just living our day-to-day lives. And there was this one guy who lived in this house community thing who kept saying, you know, AI, because AI is huge right now, right? And in this dream, it made its debut too, where it was kind of like the new thing, AI. Oh, AI this, AI that. And the guy was saying, AI is going to take over. And of course, you think AI, you also kind of think Siri and stuff like that. And in my dream, people, you know, you just use Siri like you are in regular day, everyday life of, hey Siri, tell me the weather for today or whatever. And so just so you make sure my Siri's not turning on. I don't think it would when you're recording. So yeah, AI was like, it was in my dream and people were using it like normal. And this guy who was, what would you call people that, conspiracy theorist kind of guy? He's like a conspiracy theorist kind of guy, which I don't judge because I got some funny conspiracy theory things that I believe, you know. Everyone does to an extent. But so he's saying, guys, stop using AI, you have to understand. He started giving like all these things that were happening to point that AI was getting ready to take over the world. And of course, he was just kind of known for that in this community. And we're like, right, Bob, or I have no idea what his name is. We'll call him Bob. Seems like a conspiracy theorist name. Just kidding. Sorry to any of you named Bob out there. I'm just teasing. We're gonna name him Bob. So Bob is like, no guys, trust me, I promise. And so he starts like stockpiling all these things and getting ready to just leave. He's like, it's too crowded here. This house has too much technology in it, which it was like a really high-tech kind of house where it was like, you know, those smart fridges and stuff with the screen and everything. So it was a smart fridge. It was I don't know, things that don't exist right now, but in the house is real, like the security cameras and these, like in the middle of the room, these things would pop up that you would need. So it was like this circle area in the middle of this giant kitchen living area that would pop up every once in a while. It was like, choo, and then it would open this window and you could get drinks or I don't even know, random things. It was a dream. It was very detailed, but not in the ways that you're like, but it would make more sense for this, but it's a dream, so it doesn't make sense a lot of times. So, and like I said, this is a super detailed dream because it really was. And I remember it so well. And so he's starting to get things ready to get going and telling us, you guys need to leave with me. There's too much technology in this house. She's going to completely take over. Because AI, I guess, was she. I don't know, in my mind it's probably just Siri. And pause. I think the reason for the Siri dream is just a few days ago, my phone was just sitting up on a shelf and I look over and Siri was on. You know, the little icon that shows she's listening when you say, hey Siri. And I was like, what the heck? No one said Siri, and it should, or I didn't say Siri, and it shouldn't be like, it won't listen to anybody else's except for my voice, because that's how, you know, it's programmed on your iPhones. And it was listening, and I was super creeped out. I was like, Craig, my phone's listening to me. And so I think that's kind of where this whole dream stemmed from, because in my dream, Siri was the AI villain, you know? So this guy packs up ready to leave, and as he's going out the door, you hear this, and everything goes dark in the house. He's like, no, I'm too late, it's happening. And he gets like thrown away from the door. The door closes and it locks, and everybody's like freaking out, screaming. I remember running around trying to find my kids and my husband. That's not the right one. There it is. My kids and my husband, and find them, and we all kind of like huddle together in one of the corners. We see people running around. It's dark and everything, and suddenly Siri's voice pops up, and like the middle console thing that's in the middle of the room that always like popped up to give us things, it popped up and it turned like this color or whatever and said, I don't remember exactly the words because it's a dream, right? But essentially something to the point of, you no need to panic, something. This is, it's not Siri, but she says her name. I'm your friendly something. Pretty much saying like she was our friend, she's going to help us out. There were refreshments at the whatever counter or something like that, and everybody kind of started to get like a little bit like weird. I mean, everyone was already weirded out, but where they're like, okay, and they're kind of like laughing, and it's a dream, so people seem to be like, okay, you know, fine with it pretty fast. But there were a lot of people, like my husband and I looked at each other and we're like, Bob was right. He was right the whole time. And we actually go and like talk to him and see how we can try to get out of the house. Anyway, you know how dreams kind of, I don't really remember what happened after that point, but because dreams always just jump around. But pretty much we start kind of getting into the day-to-day life of our new reality. We can't leave the house, but Siri or whatever the AI creature thing is just provides everything for you. So meals are always provided, and like it was weird because it just started suddenly. At first it was like nothing really changed except you couldn't leave the house, and Siri was like everywhere and talking and stuff like that. But then it kind of got where she started slowly getting more controlling, and where suddenly there were certain books you weren't allowed to read. I'm like, you know, like the typical dystopian, this is like what, The Giver, or what am I thinking of? Name some down below if you can think of any, because from the top of my head I can't. Is it 1984? Oh, sorry, 1864. Whatever that book is, it's a date. My husband's actually reading it right now. Anyway, so she starts like controlling what you're reading, like what you're allowed to read. She takes things off the bookshelves where they just like get sucked into the bookshelf. And the TV comes on, and oh yeah, I forgot about this part on the TV. Oh, I finished the square. I can't remember if this happened like before Siri took over, or if it happened. Oh, where's my knife? Or if it happened after. Scissors here. Or if it happened after Siri kind of took over. But I remember seeing like a video up of some politician or whatever talking, and Bob saying like, that's not a real person, it's AI, that's Siri, and oh, iRobot too. Isn't that what happens in iRobot? Doesn't there like, I can't remember. Anyway, sorry, tangent, you know how I am. So yeah, the TV that we had there, this big screen there, it started to be where you weren't allowed to watch it unless whatever it is that was playing, right? And so just slowly we had less control, to the point where people started to get pretty upset about it and started speaking out about it. And so since people were speaking out, suddenly those people that were the naysayers, Bob included, in fact Bob was the first one, I'm pretty sure, that suddenly disappeared. So people were like, where's Bob? Why is Bob gone? Because Bob's like, we have to do something about this. If we all worked on this, we could shut her down and stuff like that. And then like the next morning he was gone, and everyone's like, where's Bob? And so the naysayers were like, yeah, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to disappear. But yeah, slowly more and more people started disappearing. People that were ones like, we have to do something about this. Can you see that? Okay, there you go. So that started freaking people out pretty bad. I already have blackout. No, I won't do that yet. And so pretty much the way you survived was to be quiet and like do everything that Siri expected. Well, by close to the end of the dream, because there was a lot of that in the dream. I felt like that was most of it, but it's just kind of boring to talk about all that. But pretty close to the end of the dream, it started being where you couldn't even show emotions. You had to show that you were happy. And like I said before, there were security cameras everywhere. So these security cameras got taken over by Siri and somehow got pointed inside instead. So she was watching us on these security cameras, and she wasn't like shy about telling us. Sorry guys, I know this is creepy. Don't listen to this at night. And so it got to the point where you knew that you were doing something wrong, because if you were doing something wrong, the camera would pop up and then like stare at you, like it'd make those noises and stuff. And someone would be like, hey, so-and-so, quit doing that. Siri doesn't like it, or whatever. So I remember at one point, everyone was just kind of like, everyone was pretty quiet because you were afraid to say anything wrong. And, depressed at being in all the time, being controlled and stuff. And at one point, I just kind of broke down and lost it. I was just holding my son, my baby, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And I just started crying. And then so the video camera popped up. It goes, but I didn't hear it because I was crying. And Greg's like, does this like fake smiling face. He's like, Court, you're being watched. And he's like, stop crying. And so I had to stop crying. And I did this like creepy smile because of course I'm looking at myself. Oh, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. So I think I had to like do this creepy smile. Because in dreams, you're usually not yourself. You're usually like looking down at yourself. And so that was my perspective this whole time, as I was watching a movie. And so I can see myself like stop crying all of a sudden and then like put this like fake creepy smile on my face and look at the camera. And then it like slowly goes and shuts off. And I was like, oh my gosh. So now people weren't like allowed to show emotion anymore. Anyway, so lots of other weird things I kind of can't remember. And fast forward to pretty much what's pretty close to the last scene. So there was this little boy. I don't know who he was. Okay, so just a heads up, guys. I should have said that this is a little bit creepy. So if you're sensitive to stuff, maybe skip forward to other parts of this WIP and Chat that aren't my creepy dream. So my son and I, my older son Oakley, we were playing hide and seek, and with his other little boy too. And I have no idea. He's not a real person in real life. He's just this random kid in the dream. And that was friends with my son. I promised I'd play hide and seek with them. So that's what we did. Anyway, we find this tunnel, and apparently, and I don't know how I knew this, but in my dream I just knew this, that was not in the blueprints of the house. And because it wasn't in the blueprints of the house, it wasn't wired for all the technology, and Siri didn't know about it. And gosh, this makes for such a fun story. Good job, brain. Good job, subconscious. So yes, Siri, it's not Siri. It's not named Siri in the dream, but I just naming it Siri. It didn't really have a name, just like Bob didn't actually have a name. So Siri in the dream didn't know about this tunnel, and I don't remember how we found it, just randomly. And because it didn't know about the tunnel, it didn't have everything wired, and we were able to go play in it. And I was like, be really, really quiet, guys. And so we kind of followed along the tunnel and came into what was like, I guess, the main processing room. It had tons of like computer stuff. There were tons of like big machinery and computer screens and everything. And I don't know how I knew this, but I knew that there were holes or blind spots, I suppose you could say, in the video camera system there. And so I was like, we can come here, we can come there. But as soon as we kind of got into that room and we're kind of like looking around, Siri didn't know that we would be in there. So she just wasn't alerted to the fact that we were in there, and everything in there was just shut off. My later brain thinks maybe it's because like she's a computer, computers have a certain amount of processing they can do at one time. And so maybe she just like didn't bother processing or paying attention to that room unless there was something that triggered a warning system. And And so I told the boys, okay, here's the warning ahead of time if you get sad or disturbed easily, to skip ahead, because this part's not a huge part of the story about what happens to this little boy. I mean, it is, but it's not to the ending of the story. So skip ahead if you don't want to listen to this part. But so in the dream, or in that room, I was like, shh, be quiet, don't move. And he gets so excited because it's somewhere new that he hadn't been, I'm guessing, that he started like to run off, to go be like, he was just laughing and running off. And I was like, no, come back. And then suddenly he ran off into a spot that got detected by Siri. And so this thing comes to life. It goes, and I was like, no. But then I grab my son and I hide behind where the machine part was, because I couldn't reach the other little boy. Like, it was just too late for him. And it was like, pop, 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 pop. And Siri had like shot him. And it was awful. Like, I was like quietly bawling, and my son was just bawling too. But we had to be really quiet so we weren't detected. And I had my hand over his mouth. I was like, shh, it's okay. I know it's hard. I know you just have to be quiet. You have to be quiet, or that's going to be us too. And so and this is totally his personality too. He totally would have been like, okay. And then like been tough. And, so we're hiding behind this thing that you can't see, or that Siri can't see us. And that is when I wake up, guys. This is when I wake up, and I was like, no. And it was because Reese wanted a bottle and he was crying, and it was probably about like 6:30 in the morning, which was good that I got woken up actually, and Greg had already been up getting ready to go, because we had to leave early to get him to the airport. Anyway, I was so mad that it ended there that I was like, no. And honestly, I'm trying to remember now if that's where it ended or if it ended later, because then I made up the rest of the story in my mind because I'm weird like that. And I was like, well, this is probably what happened. And this is like, and then so when I told Greg and the kids the dream, I told them, I was like, and then this is the rest of the part I made up. Because I need to have an ending to that. And so the part I made up was that we ended up sneaking around in that area once, like we were stuck there. Ooh, maybe we were stuck there for hours in my dream. I can't remember. So we waited until Siri like shut down again, after killing that little boy. And we sat there for hours and hours and hours trying to be really quiet and then my son kept saying, how about now? And I'm like, not yet. Somehow I just knew that it was going to be, okay, this part was in the dream then, because I remember thinking so that somehow I knew that she was still, like, that she was tricking us, pretending to be down when she wasn't. And then I think that's might have been where it ended. But in the rest of it was me like being like, well, I think what probably would have happened, or what would have been fun to happen, would be that we sat there long enough and until we were for sure that she was like, okay, there's nobody in here, and gets her, starts focusing on other things outside of where we are. And then we go and sneak around until we can find her like core processing system, and then just blow it up and then get the heck out of there and save the day by getting rid of the AI, which obviously like that wouldn't probably get rid of AI all around the world or whatever. And also it's kind of weird that we're all in a house instead of just like a community. It just represented the community, I guess, like a community of people. But anyway, sorry if that's like, some people are like, ugh, what a long drawn out dream, that was boring. Skip forward to the other parts of my WIP and Chat. But anyway, I thought it was insane, and I was kind of like, that's not that far-fetched. I mean, it is, but some of the aspects of it, like Siri listening to me, Siri does listen to you when you're not wanting it to. It says it doesn't, but it does. There's been like there's proof that you're getting listened to, mostly for like ads is the reason for it. But anyway, won't get into that. I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist, but there are things that I'm like, that's that's definitely happening. But nothing you can do about it, right? Not really. Nothing that Siri cares to hear us about. Probably just listens to screaming kids and mom's yelling back. Nothing interesting here. But anyway, that was a weird dream. It was so, I do have those, but not very, you don't have those very often where they're so intense that you're like, whoa, like this is an intense dream that feels so real and detailed. And also dreams a lot of times, this one there were things that I was like, that doesn't make sense. And things that I kind of like normalized when in the retelling of it, that I'm like, this is pretty much not what happened because it was actually weirder than that, but no need to go on that tangent. So, but when you have a dream that's actually is like, whoa, this is like a whole storyline, plot line, has a beginning, has an end, and like would make a good story. So, yeah, that was kind of cool. The part about the little boy still disturbs me. I'm one of those people that does fast forward because I get easily disturbed, but obviously I couldn't fast forward in my dream. Anyway, so yeah, that was kind of, yeah, that part was awful. That part was sad. That was my dream from not last night, but the night before. So it's still pretty fresh. Yeah, it was sad, but all right. So that was my dream. It was crazy. Honestly, there's just so much going on with AI, and I listened to the Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, I hate that thing. It always does that, podcast, like that interview. And that was really interesting, kind of like, not a lot of it was about AI or AI taking over, but, yeah, I thought that was interesting, and just that whole idea. And there's so many books about it, and so much of that's kind of becoming like the reality in a way. Not all the craziness and stuff, but just the technology that's there that we never thought would be there. Sorry, usually I film at night when I'm not having any kids, but there are other videos I kind of want to make at night. Plus, I do want this to come out tomorrow, and last time it didn't come out on Wednesday at 1 because I was struggling getting it uploaded. It was really weird. So I don't want that to happen again. So I wanted to have it filmed so that I can work on it today so it can be up tomorrow. But so that usually means there's going to be more interruptions because my kids have been outside playing in the snow. We should be doing school, but honestly, that's what the great thing about homeschooling. It's like, well, you're not stuck inside on this really nice day with snow having to learn because, learning's great, not having to learn. But you know what I mean, doing book work. Because you can go out and play in the snow, and we'll make it all up tomorrow. Sorry, this part of the video might be cut up in weird places, and sorry about that. Okay, so, yeah, that was my dream. Let's move on. I was going to talk about, I don't know if you guys watched the WIP and Chat where I said I wasn't going to bite my nails. Maybe see how that's going. So much for that New Year's resolution. You gotta just keep trying, right? So there are times where I'll catch myself biting my nails and then I just stop. But then most of the time I just bite them without even thinking. So it's not like I can't control myself and not do it. It's just that I do it without thinking, and then I'm like, crap, I bit my nail. So I do need to start working on that. My chocolate addiction, that was one of mine, was to eat less sugar, eat less chocolate. And yeah, that one is a control issue. Just because I can't control myself. So yeah, that's fun. Sorry, you're gonna hear things in the background. My daughter's too cold, so she's coming inside. But yeah, that one's not going well. I am exercising plenty, which is what another New Year's resolution was, but I never really had that much of an issue with exercising, really, because I'm kind of a go kind of person, and that's just, I start to actually get pretty down if I don't exercise, so it's just kind of a natural state for me. So that's going well, at least, and I'm staying active. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, what are you guys working on? What are your New Year's resolutions? Do you do them? Do you not do them? If you do, how are they going? What are they? What are some of the things you're wanting to work on? One of the other things I was going to work on was not yelling at my kids, which it's going better. Like I've said in my other WIP and Chat, I'm not like a constant yeller or anything like that, but when I get frustrated, it's like I'm nice and nice and nice and nice until I'm not anymore and I get really mad. I'm gonna use a bigger multi-play structure with this. Usually I'm not in a rush. This one I am in a rush to try to finish quickly because I'd like to frame it and get it done by this person's birthday so that I can show them. Probably hear my daughter using the bathroom in the background now too. I might have to film the rest of this tonight. We'll see. Ooh, that didn't stick. But yeah, screaming at my kids. Not screaming. I don't scream at them, but yelling, you know. That's something I'm working on. Just like they're trying to work on listening and minding me. It never goes away completely. Or I mean, as in, it's not these resolutions, you can't beat yourself up for making mistakes, even especially right at the beginning when it's all a new thing. So it's like sometimes I have a hard time with resolutions that way because it's like, oh, I already messed up, so I give up. And it's like, well, yeah, you're gonna mess up the most at the beginning when it's a bigger change, when it's a huge change for you. But yeah, I'd say it's already going better. Like I'll catch myself yelling and be like, ah, and then halfway through my yelling, be like, okay, wait. And I'll try to talk to my kids. I'm like, I see that I'm yelling. I'm sorry that got out of control. Can we start over? Are you ready to sit and listen to me? And it depends on if they're there or not. That sometimes they're like, nah, I don't want to listen. Like the little attitudes. That doesn't help. But yeah, and a lot of times that does work where they're like, okay, fine. Or okay. And I think that kids really appreciate when you're like, hey, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I did that wrong. And can you give me another chance? Because they're always wanting to be given other chances too. They really do understand that we're human. We're human and we're not perfect and we're trying to. And I think it's important for kids to see that in us and see that we're wrong sometimes too. But yeah, that one working on. For channel resolutions, or I guess more it was like channel goals. I'm so excited. I'm already at 250 subscribers and why is that not going over? Almost 700 watch hours. And to be monetized, I think it has to be, so it's 1,000 subscribers and then 4,000 watch hours. So, I mean, it's still going to be a little bit, but it's going faster than I thought. And that's making me really excited. I was thinking it'd be good goal to make sure I was monetized by the end of the year. And I was like, oh, I think that I could be monetized by March if things keep going the way it's going. That would be so awesome. Maybe March might be a little bit of a lofty goal, but it'd be really cool because then all those viewing hours you guys are all putting in and stuff like that will go towards money I could pop right back into the channel of finding. There's a lot of new to me companies that I really would like to try and review out there, but I can only work on so many diamond paintings at a time, let alone get some. And at the moment, I have 5 WIPs. So my plan was to have 3, and then Tima and, oh goodness, I want to say, no, it's not Diamond Painting Addiction. Shoot. I'll put her name up right here of the person doing Bling in the New Year. So I had 3 WIPs going. No, I had 2. I had 2 WIPs going. And then the Bling in the New Year, I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to choose something for that. That would be so cool. Where you choose something that's like a 40 by 40 or just total 80 centimeters squared amount of work from start to finish for January. And you have to choose at least 2 changes you make. Where are you even in? You're not even in. Yeah, you are. Here we see that. 2 changes that you can make on that canvas, or more, but at least 2 changes to make of blinging up your diamond painting. And so I actually have, I forget what it's called. It's one of the floral ones that the Diamond Art Club. It's a blue vase with flowers that you can get at, I believe I got it at Joann's or Hobby Lobby. Maybe Michael's. I don't think Michael's, you can pick those up. Diamond Art Club there. But anyway, one of the other 2. And so yeah, that's exciting and fun. Oh goodness, spilling. Oops, there you go. Okay, so good gracious. So I have that one going. I have this one, which I saw this one. I was like, yes, this is the perfect. And you guys will see in the post review, this is the absolute perfect gift for this person that I'm giving it to. It has a lot of meaning to it, and I will talk more about that. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell that pops up right after that so that you can see when the post review for this one comes up, and you can find out why it's so cool and whose birthday it's for. I'll probably sing happy birthday on there. Because that would be pretty fun. I'll probably put at the very beginning of my video singing happy birthday to this person, and then talking about the post review of the square diamond dots painting. And yeah, so. But one of my other New Year's resolutions was reading a classic, and I'm doing the Wuthering Heights. And I'm doing great. I mean, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm already on chapter 11, I think. So I think that's pretty good for, I probably need to step it up a little bit to get it done by the end of the month. But I've mostly been listening to it. You can hear my daughter. She's diamond painting here too. Say hi, Zinni. Hi. She's just diamond painting on the other side of the table with me. You probably hear her sniffling too. I dearly hope we are not all getting sick again. But you were just outside, huh? So you're probably sniffling because of that. It's cold out there. Gosh, we do not need another sickness in our house. Ugh. Really don't want that to happen. My son has his first ski lesson day on Friday, so that would really not be good if he got sick, especially since you're really not supposed to miss the first one. We're so excited for him. It's gonna be really good for him to have that extra thing. When we were back in Utah, we did a lot of extracurricular activity, which was great. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think we were a little bit overscheduled. We got a little burnt out by it all. So now here, we've been homeschooling. We've been doing a lot of things at home. Plus, I think I've said before, we were in a neighborhood so that my kids could just go play at other people's houses all the time, and kids would come play here. So they had a lot of social, and they were going to schools. And he went to preschool, and Oakley went to first grade. So it was a huge change coming here and not having all that social interaction. It was good and it was not good, but I think it was mostly just kind of a good, not break, because I don't think we needed a break from socializing. Everybody, like, that's what we miss the most, is the people that we left behind. But from the scheduling, the constant scheduled of always having somewhere you needed to be, even just school. So that's been really nice not to have that. But now it's kind of like, okay, we're ready to get ourselves out there again, especially the kids. And I think that'll be good for having him do, that's like a weirdly tall one. Do I want to leave that? It's not big, it's tall. It sticks out more. It's fine. So he's going to be doing skiing, and he wants to do baseball in the spring, which that'll be, I think I probably need to sign up for that ahead of time. And then Zinni, you want to do some ice skating, right? So she's really excited about that. Is that what you were trying to tell me just now? Is that you wanted to ice skate? Yeah, so she wants to take ice skating lessons. We found some ice skates at a thrift store over in southern Idaho where Greg's family, when we were visiting Greg's parents, there's always really good thrift stores out there. And there are actually a lot of good thrift stores out here too. But anyway, we found her these ice skates and she's been so excited to use them. So we need to go find out where they have lessons and stuff and start doing that too. Sorry, it's sliding around a ton. Can you even see where I am? Here, I'll try to do it this way. So yeah, we're gonna do all those extra fun things, and it'll be good to kind of socialize a little bit more. I have another friend who her kids are starting something new this, it's not picking up, this New Year's, and so on Wednesdays we're gonna be able to hang out. Don't know if we can this Wednesday though. Sorry, I kind of jumped around. We're gonna be able to hang out while her kids are at their class because it's a bit of a drive for us, so it'll be fun to have her. We're closer to the town, and so instead of her going all the way home, she's gonna come hang out here, which I'm so excited for. I feel bad. I actually need to message her. I'm not sure if because Reese has been having that fever and being sad. I don't know if he's getting sick again, so I need to message her and give her a fair warning that she might not want to come around here after all. But yeah, extracurriculars, kind of a hit and miss. Like, you really do have to be on a schedule, which is sometimes nice. I almost kind of miss that. But it also gets old sometimes too, right? All right, let's see. I'm gonna see how far we are here on time. All right, that's pretty much it for time, guys. Thank you for joining me. I know that I went on a wild dream tangent. I promise that won't be all the time, or maybe you enjoyed it. Let me know if you like that down below. If you're like, all right, Court, you should way too long-winded, move on, or whatever. So, but I thought it was a crazy story that was worth sharing, and I hope it doesn't actually come true. Just kidding. I mean, not just kidding, that would be awful, but I just mean, like, obviously I don't think that we're gonna all be stuck in a house together with AI having taken over. What's that old Disney, it was an old Disney movie about, and I think it was like whatever that What's So Raven girl is. I think she might have been the girl in the story. I could be completely wrong. My son's awake. I go get him. But yeah, that was where the house was a smart house, and then all these things happen, and the smart house gets like too smart or something. It kind of reminded me of that. But all right, guys, you guys are awesome. Another WIP and Chat in the books. Thank you so much for joining me, and yeah, look for that diamond pin video where I show this off and stuff, especially talk about the shape and the comfort of it and stuff. And then we'll get one of those out for a giveaway here soon. And also look around. I will put up information for the giveaway when we hit 500 subscribers. So go ahead and share my channel if you can, and subscribe if you haven't, because as soon as we get to that, we will be doing that giveaway. The nice thing about giveaways for a smaller channel like this is that you are more likely to win. But you do need to share it to be able to get it out there so we can get to the 500, right? But anyway, sorry, not to like guilt you into it. But you know, it'd be fun to get there and give away one of those paint gem kits. They look so fun and exciting. As soon as we get it here, I'm going to work on it, which is gonna be my number 6 WIP. But I think it'll probably break back down to 5 because I'll finish this pretty quickly. But anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. Bye, see you guys next time.